Are dreams just random images fired from an unconscious brain during sleep? Or something much more important, like life-saving inner guidance? How dreams can be healing and early warning tools for disease, financial crisis, or success. And love is still one of the behavioral science's greatest unanswered questions. Hello, I'm your host, author Kat O'Keefe Kanavos. Welcome to Dreaming Healing, where dreams and cutting-edge scientific research meet on syndicated Dreamvisions 7 radio network. Dreaming Healing is every Tuesday at 9 a.m. and 9 p.m. Eastern, with live shows on the first and third evenings at 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific, when you can call in and ask Kat questions about your amazing dreams. Talk on air. Call toll-free, 833-220-1200. That's 833-220-1200. Come live your dreams out loud with Kat.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Dreaming Healing on Dreamvisions 7 Radio Network. I'm your host, Kathleen O'Keefe Kanavos, but my friends all call me Kat, so I hope you will too. We have a great show for you tonight. I just wanted to let everybody know who is following me on my social media pages with my book, Dreams That Can Save Your Life. Well, here's a kick in the pants, a good one though. It just got translated into Chinese, and it took me forever to figure out what was the front, what was the back, and what was upside down and right side up. But you know it was translated into Italian, and that was doing really well. I took it around and I gave it to all of the chefs on El Paseo who were Italian chefs at Italian restaurants. They loved it. So now what I'm going to do is find the Chinese restaurants and hand my book out to them so that they can share it with their family. But I'm very excited about that. But tonight's show is going to all be about the Gaia Goddess. And we have Maria Marshall with us to talk about that. But what is basically a Gaia Goddess? That's one of the things we're going to be asking. How does it fit in our daily lives right now? Mm-hmm. And what can we do to incorporate it into our life? So if you are only listening to this show right now and you'd like to see us, because this is a live show, this is a video podcast, and you're listening to us on your car radio and you want to see it again when you get home, you can go to Queen of Dreams. You can Google me, the Queen of Dreams, and my website will come up. And you can look up in the right-hand corner, there are like these little black buttons. Click the one that says Dreamvisions 7 Radio. And you can watch all of my shows. There's archived shows. There's the live show right now. Don't miss watching our guests. They're so interesting, and those facial expressions that you can't get when you're just listening are priceless. So today, what is a Gaia Goddess? And how does this belief in the Gaia Goddess fit into modern society? This is an ancient belief, but can ancient beliefs fit into modern society? In Greek mythology, Gaia is the personification of the earth. And oh my goodness, we are really going through a lot of earth right now. In ancient Egypt, it was Imhotep, and in ancient Greece, it was the Asclepian dream temples that helped Gaia, the earth goddess, connect with the dreamer. Yeah, there were actually dream temples in Greece where the dreamer came in and slept on stone beds with the priest so they could figure out what Gaia was trying to tell them. Is it you're going to get pregnant? Why you're not getting pregnant? Why your crops aren't growing? Why your cattle are not thriving? And what you can do to solve all that. So my question to Maria Marshall tonight is going to be, how is that still relevant today in our lifestyles? But first, we are going to do our protective and clearing meditation. So for those of you who are new, just listen, just relax and listen. It's going to be perfect. Just follow my voice. All right, we're going to take 3 deep breaths in to start with. So I want you to get comfortable in your chair. Just feel yourself relaxing. Feel your shoulders dropping. Feel your backbone just relaxing into your pelvis. And I want you to take a deep breath in. Hold it. I want you to imagine any negativity getting caught in that breath of life. Blow it out. Across the room into this beautiful flame of Saint Germain, where it's converted into positive golden energy, returned to the universe. See it going past the moon, past the sun, up into those pearly gates, making a U-turn, coming back down and right into your 7th chakra, filling your body with golden light. Again, deep breath in. Hold it. Imagine something someone said to you that was a ouchie moment. Caught in that breath of life. Blow it out. No longer yours. Into the purple flame of Saint Germain. See it being converted into positive light again. Beautiful golden energy up through the universe, making its U-turn and coming right back down into you at the speed of thought. One more time. Deep breath in, really deep. Fill up your lungs to the bottom. Hold it. Imagine something from your early childhood that you've been holding on to. Now's the time to get rid of it, something you don't really want. Have it go into that breath of life. Blow it out. Across the room, into the purple flame. See it converted into beautiful energy. Return to the universe and have the universe bring it back into your 7th chakra. Fill your whole body up. Feel it tingling all the way down to your toes. Now I want you to imagine holding in your hand a power gift. Your power gift can be anything at all. It can be a piece of jewelry from a loved one. It can be your favorite book. It can be the memory of your pet. It can be anything that holds the power of joy. Joy is healing. Hold that in your hand. I want you to imagine swinging it all around your body, creating this beautiful mirrored bubble of protection. Only that which is of the highest and best, brought by your spirit guides and guardian angels, may enter that mirrored bubble. Everything else is reflected back from whence it came. We wish it so, and therefore it is. When you're ready, I want you to open your eyes. In the meantime, until you're ready, just listen to my voice. I'm going to tell you a little bit about our guest tonight. Maria Marshall is CEO and founder of Gaia Goddess, and she has a really strong background in visual arts and was educated at the Fashion Institute of Technology and the Parsons School of Design. She's a conscious, creative person who utilizes social entrepreneurism, storytelling, and community building to inspire. She has developed an integrative practice of healing that combines color, sound, voice, and Reiki vibration. Additionally, she's volunteered at the Lotus House Shelter in Overtown, Florida, where she taught courses in Reiki and helped with meditation and other transformative tools. Currently, Marie is spending her time working with the Gaia Goddess, developing content and supportive community for all women on a path of empowerment, healing, and spiritual expansion. So welcome to the show, Maria.
Thank you, Kathy. That was beautiful. Thank you for that lovely, beautiful visualization meditation of protection.
Oh, I love that.
Start. Yes.
You know, I started doing that, Maria, probably back when we first met, which was many, many years ago. Your mom was going through breast cancer. and I was going through breast cancer, and your mom and I bonded over that, and then you bonded with us over that. And I used to use that meditation every single night before I would go to sleep, because when you're going through the type of cancer that your mom and I had, mine was stage 4. Maybe your mom's was very bad too. You're not always sure you're going to wake up. I mean, that's a scary thing to say, but it's true. And so I used to use that meditation to fall asleep, and I would have the most integrative dreams on the treatments that I needed to take while I was doing the treatments the doctors were prescribing. So in a way, it was a bit of my Gaia goddess coming in through my dream world to help me, while the doctors worked from the earth plane realm. And I found that very interesting.
Yes. Yes. And while you were talking prior about Gaia Goddess and the history with the dreams and how they worked with her, I was like, well, you should come to Greece for Euphoria's Empower Your Inner Goddess and be one of the lecturers there. You can teach the women, because we also have 2 Greek owners of the retreat that will be talking about the Greek goddesses. But now you can have us connecting with them in our sleep as well. So
Yes.
if not this time, Kathy, July 20th to the 25th, it sounds like you're pretty busy, but next time.
Yes, yes. Actually, July 25th, I'm going to be doing jury duty, or I think I would come. I would.
All right. Well, I can understand.
Next year.
So you had asked, what is a Gaia goddess? And you accurately said, Gaia. I was looking up all the Greek goddesses today, because I think one of the things I wanted to do for our social media was do a little goddess quiz. And I think most people know about Athena and Aphrodite, but not a lot of people knew that or know that Gaia is the spirit of the earth. Gaia goddess. Actually, I knew Gaia meant earth when I came up with a name for this business 7 years ago. I just thought I was being fancy and using alliteration. GG. Okay, Gaia Goddess. That's cool. That sounds like cool. I thought I was doing t-shirts. Gaia did not want me to see the vision of what I would be creating, because I would have been overwhelmed. And back then also, I hadn't done all the spiritual work that I really needed to do to get myself to a place where I could believe in myself, love myself, and know myself as worthy of holding the vision, and even buying into the fact that I had somehow agreed to this prior to incarnation. And Gaia is she's, whether you call her Mother Earth or Pachamama or Gaia Goddess, they're all different vibrations, but they're all, the mother, they're our planet. They're where we come from and where we return in our physical forms. So to me, when I started to see the real vision of this brand, and I'm sure we'll be doing some fashion, but like definitely eco-friendly, eco-conscious fashion at some point, everything will be tied back to the wisdom of the planet, shamanism, healing, all that stuff, and working with the women, the divine feminine. The divine feminine awakening right now is, I think, where we're at. I think, of course, the divine masculine needs healing just as badly as the feminine, no matter whether they're above us or below us or whatever that looks like. Humanity needs healing across the board. I just feel that the masculine cannot heal unless they're in response to the feminine coming into her own sense of worth and, setting boundaries and what she believes she wants her life to look like, without having to factor in a man or a lover or a partner to give her love, like finding the love first within herself, because in the end of the day, that's the greatest healing. So for me, that's really what through my own trials and struggles and traumas and things that happened to me as a child. And I really honestly wasn't even aware of most of it. Was all lots of it repressed. Pandemic happens. As you know, I left my 26-year-old marriage. That had its own traumatic history. And it was really like an unraveling of who I thought I was, to rebirth myself and transform myself. And in that time, I've always been a dreamer. My dreams are vivid, and we talked about that. So I'll get messages in many ways. And I do hear things. And I also do access the Akashic records and the records, the business records and Gaia's records. So if I need to kind of like, if I'm in fear, you know, over a certain business decision, you know, I get myself out of it and then I go into the records for some clarity and I always get calmed down. So she's Gaia, the earth is a spirit and she's always around all of us. And she's always, I think all of our abundance comes from her, our food comes from her. And there's so much wisdom. And it's just been a kind of an amazing journey for me. I was never really connected to the earth. I came into this planet not wanting to be here. I was probably one of the most disembodied humans walking around, you know, with chronic back pain and not, you know, typical side effects of not being grounded. But today I really turn to nature. I turn to nature for comfort and support and for messages and for her medicine and the plant life. I'm on a journey with these plants that are showing themselves in the most miraculous of ways too. So I know that it's really been cool. Like I worked in many spiritual capacities and now using and utilizing some of the plant medicines and just, you know, having deep reverence for the planet, for the medicine that was always on this planet, for the animal life, for just everything that we have here, really being in deep appreciation and gratitude for this planet. And it is a big part of the brand. So empowering women, you know, you've got to be connected to the wisdom of the planet and where you come from, and also have the respect, you know, because as the collective feminine heals, so does the planet. I mean, she's going through her own transformational journey. You know,
she is. It's a big one right now.
yeah, because we're all one, right? I mean,
Yeah.
if humanity's grappling with all this fear and all of this collective stuff that we both, you know about, we don't need to talk about, but it's hers too. You know, it's not like she's just sitting there with a shield going, well, you let my children play in the playground with, you know, pick up broken glass and bleed all over the place. But, you know, I'm still doing great. I'm holding a super high vibe, even though my kids are like killing each other.
Yes, that's true. And we're seeing that a lot. And for those of you who are watching the show who are not women and going, oh, this is a women's show. Here's a little information for you. You have an inner woman. You have an inner woman. And I find personally, men who are the most grounded have contacted their inner woman. My husband, Peter, he is so in contact with his inner woman. And sometimes I think he can be more feminine than me. So, you know, if you're watching this show and you're a man, don't go away. Especially if you feel like, oh, well, this is a women's show, this isn't for me, then you really need to be here. And for those of you who are going, yes, I am in contact with my inner woman, we're glad you're here. Many of us dream about our mothers, our grandmothers. They come into our dreams during our time of strife and challenge. And I remind my audience all the time, you know, you don't really grow from happy times. That's your vacation. You grow from your strife. You grow when you're feeling like you're out of your box. You're uncomfortable. You are not sure you should be doing what you're doing. Chances are you're growing from that, and that's what's going to give you a new perspective and a bigger, deeper realization of who you are and why you're here. And one of the things that you said, Maria, was, you know, you thought that maybe Gaia didn't show you everything that you were supposed to do right now because it would have been overwhelming. Well, it was the same with many of us who are jumping into something that is our life purpose. Life purposes, we have an idea of what we think our life purpose is. And then life purposes are like kittens, they choose us. And it's not always what we thought we wanted. Oh, no, I wanted an orange tabby and I've got this Siamese, but you know, our life purposes are much the same way. So let me ask you, what what was that little seed? And we have to go to break in a few minutes, in 3 minutes. So
Make it short.
what was that aha moment that kind of, like, I was not into dreams before I had the breast cancer. It started getting information even from Gaia Goddess. So what was your aha moment? I need to work with Gaia Goddess, even though it's not the path I had chosen for myself. This path just put itself in front of me and I got to keep walking it.
Yeah, I know. It's interesting. Like, first of all, my awakening moment was my mother's death, because there was so much trauma from my childhood and some unresolved stuff with her, that it really threw me into this, like, I have to just be spiritual and get on this path and sprint. In the midst of that, I was given the name. I didn't quite understand the journey, but then I realized, oh, I lived my business. Like, everything I went through, every trauma, I'm not going to even go into it, was I've talked to people, not your ordinary traumas, like beyond, and even the past life stuff, was that a beautiful orchestration of what I would create for women and why I would be so passionate about it. And in my heart, have to do it, see it, feel it, know it. And that was it. Really, my life was the script for this business to get built upon. And Gaia knew it well before I was born, of course. But, I didn't meet her until I had the tools that I could understand and hear her and trust her and myself. So
that's great. That's a great, that's a great realizing that you have a purpose. And don't you feel better once you realize you have a purpose and you're
Oh
on
my
that
God,
path?
it was a game changer. I mean, the first reading I had after my mother died that explained to me, it was my guide. Cheeky little devil, that guy. He spelled it out to me. I felt my whole life, I was like, why am I here? This is terrible. Get me out of here. At least it like gave me so much hope. Oh, now I understand. That makes sense. That's why people like to talk to me about their problems, blah, 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 blah. It's like, oh, and there could be a whole nother story other than what I have written up to now. And that's what I've been focusing on.
Great. We've got to take a break. When we come back, I'm going to ask Maria, excuse me, about something she said at an event where she was speaking that just really rang true to me. So don't go away. You're listening to Dreaming Healing on Dreamvisions 7 Radio Network. And I'm Kat Kanavos, your host. We're speaking with Maria Marshall, and we'll be back in just a few minutes.
What if dreams can diagnose your life? What if we can meet the love of our life in dreams? Join host Kat O'Keefe Kanavos, the #1 internationally best-selling author of Dreams That Can Save Your Life, written with Duke University medical doctor Larry Burke. Dreaming Healing is where we'll explore dreams, research, and interpret dreams from you, the caller. Dreaming Healing shows can be heard every Tuesday at 9 a.m. and 9 p.m. Eastern, with live shows on the first and third evenings at 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific Time on syndicated Dreamvisions 7 Radio Network. Come live your dreams out loud with Kat.
Are miracles real? Can you move from mayhem to miracles? 30 prominent authors say yes as they share their high fives and down lows of challenges, abuse, addiction, and love. Experience hope, the magic elixir of miracles, through the personal stories of New York Times bestselling authors James Redfield, Dr. Bernie Siegel, Sister Jenna, Reverend Temple Hayes, and many more. If you like bestsellers, chaos to clarity, and crappy to happy, you'll love crying and laughing through mayhem to miracles. Sacred stories of transformational hope. Available now on Amazon and in bookstores worldwide.
Did you know that every word you speak matters? What you say and how you say it can make or break a relationship or shift the outcome of any situation. Are your conversations making a difference? Faith in God, gratitude, authenticity, and giving are Teresa Velarde's heart. It's in this spirit that she's focused on making a difference in the lives she's blessed to touch. Conversations That Make a Difference is now on syndicated Dreamvision 7 radio network every Tuesday at 5 a.m. and 5 p.m. Eastern Time, with live call-in shows every first and third Tuesday at 5 p.m. Eastern.
In a world facing annihilation, a miraculous African nun rises to become the first female pope through a web of war, murder, and betrayal. Loved by some, hated by many, she becomes the deadly target of Islamic terrorists and her own cardinals as she introduces a new vision that will either save humanity or accelerate its destruction. 4 people must race against a nuclear holocaust to learn her astonishing secret. Pope Annalisa is available at petercanova.com, Amazon, and other online booksellers and bookstores worldwide.
This is Dreamvision 7 Radio Network, uniting mankind with universal love. Our shows are created from the heart, bringing each listener to a place of divine enlightenment. Breathe, relax, and enjoy. Let life flow.
Welcome back, everyone, to Dreaming Healing on Dreamvision 7 Radio Network. And we are speaking with Maria Marshall about Gaia Goddess. And the title of the show tonight is Gaia Goddess, Dream Work, and You. So we're going to be talking about how everybody dreams. If you're alive, you dream. Your pets dream. Your fish dream. Everything dreams. And when those sacred dream doors open, people like Gaia Goddess, and I call them all people because I believe they have more in common with us than not. And that's why they come to us, and they come to us in forms that we can appreciate. So I believe that when those sacred dream doors open to that parallel universe, Gaia Goddesses and our spirit guides and our guardian angels come through in our dream world, and they say, we're watching everything you're doing. And I know that this is a struggle, but this is the right path. And no, you're not alone. We're with you every step of the way, and we're not going to give you anything you can't handle. So Maria, you said something that I picked up on social media that you said during an event where you were a speaker, and you said, quote unquote, this is a reminder that our subconscious will never reveal something that we are not ready for. Our subconscious is there to protect us from harm's way and will only deliver what it knows we can face. How are Gaia Goddess and dreams connected in that way?
Well, Gaia Goddess as a spirit of the earth has come through my dreams, and she has said, I would like you to light me a candle every day for you and me, for the business. And I've also had I've had recently past friends come in and say, hey, don't worry about me. I'm doing great where I am, much better. And that like weight, that trauma was right off my shoulders. So I know sometimes it's Gaia, like you said, sometimes it's your guides. I listen to a channel, Paul Selig, his guides, he calls them, the guide collective calls themselves Melchizedek, but I know they happen to be one of my guides too. And they come to me in dreams, but it's always Paul. They talk through Paul. And so, so as far as Gaia Goddess and dreams, and it's all, sometimes the dream state, sometimes I've just finished breath work and she starts talking to me. My channel's clear, it's open, the breath has come through, and it's, by the way, you need to do this. And by the way, you need to do that. And so, and sometimes I get messages, I don't know who they're coming from. Could be my guide, it could be an archangel, who knows?
Could be your mom.
It could, my mother came through a session today. As a matter of fact, I have her engagement ring on, and the woman on Zoom who was leading the session said, your mom's hand's on your hand. And I'm like, this one, right? She goes, yes. And I was led to, like she said, I'm sorry, I didn't give you what you needed when you were young, but that was part of our contract. And it was part of what I needed to experience to be here creating Gaia Goddess. So one of the things I like everybody to know, as you said, if you're going through a difficult moment, a challenge, or a trauma or something horrible, you're never a victim. You know, Paul Selig's guides say you cannot experience a picture frame on the wall without being in co-resonance with it on some level, which means some level your soul has chosen an experience to learn through to maybe open doors up. And people get upset because some of the experiences are so horrific. And one of mine was, but much like a dream, I was trying to write about something I knew had happened that I had suppressed. And so I was like, you know what? I knew it happened. I'm just going to write it. I'm going to make it up because I need to have this in my book. I wrote 10 pages. When I was reading it to my reading coach, she said, wait, you left this piece. When the trauma was about to hit me at 7 years old, or I was 11, you just left this piece. Where did you go? And she cited the book Lovely Bones. I don't know if you've read it.
I did. Yes.
But I said,
maybe do.
I know where I went. I think I was pulled out of my body and taken to the Akashic records. So I got hypnotized because I said, well, if I'm going to write this piece, I want the emotion in it. And wouldn't you know that all 10 pages, from the color of my sister's bathing suit to pulling up in front of that house that day, all 10 pages of this trauma that I thought I couldn't remember happened exactly as I had written it. And in fact, my higher self did pull me out of my body, threw me up, but opened my book, put my hand on it, said, you need to feel this just for a second, pulled my hand off, and this is what you're doing with this experience. This horrible experience is going to help. Look at what you're doing. And all my guides are crying. And I'm like, I know. I mean, I knew it all along, but still it's great to see it, you know, kind of thing. So it's like, whether it's a dream, whether you're in the spirit realms, whether you're still traveling, whatever it is, you're right. We are these multidimensional creatures that are getting information on many levels. And dreams are an amazing resource and confirmation to be able to tap into and develop and rely on, right? We have them for a reason.
Oh, absolutely. We have them because they also answer a lot of difficult questions for us. For instance, your question was answered there. Did I really go through that? And so our dreams, those sacred dream doors, when they open, they not only show us things from this lifetime, but past lifetimes, because they're all interconnected.
Yeah.
And they're all a part of the learning that we went through to get to where we are right now. And you talked about a contract, and quite often we wonder, I remember, for instance, a dream that I had during the day. It was just during a nap. I had been diagnosed with my recurrence, and it was big. It was stage 4. It was really bad. I remember crying all the time. I was in the kitchen. I would cry for no reason. And I'd think, I'm not going to survive this. I don't know anybody who has survived this. And I know I'm probably going to die, and I'm too young. I don't want to die yet. But I went upstairs. I decided I was going to lie down in the bed and just take a nap and try to calm myself. And I fell asleep. And while I was asleep, Maria, I dreamed that I woke up. And when I woke up, my spirit guides were standing over the bed. They're 3 monks. They show up with their hoods up and they speak to me. And I looked up at them and I said, I know why you're here. I understand I'm going to die. I'm good with it. I got it. But you may want to go warn God before I get up there, because I got some really big bones to pick with them. I didn't do anything to deserve this in this life or my past life or any of the other lives. Nothing. And they just kind of looked down at me, Maria, and they said, don't you remember? And I said, remember what? They said, you said before you were born, when you were up there with us, that you wanted to come back down onto the earth plane during a time when God, higher power, spirituality was being taken out of everything, and science was going to be worshipped as a god. And you were going to show that science goes so far, and then comes God. And you did it. And we've been with you every step of the way, and you're not going to die. And I said that up there before I was born down here. And they said, yes. I said, what the heck was I smoking up there? And they laughed and they turned around and walked out of my dream. And then I really did wake up. But sometimes we need that to remind us that the crap we're going through here on the earth plane is what we said we were going to do before we were born.
I know.
And it's all part of the process.
Right. Yeah. And that's more empowering than I'm a victim. Somebody did this to me, or God did this to me.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. God allowed it to happen. People will say, why would God allow this to happen? And it's because you and God decided you were going to do that before you were born. And you know, you get down here, you go through that way, that veil of forgetting, and you're going, what am I doing? And then when it's brought to your attention through your Gaia Goddess showing up, your spirit guides showing up, your deceased loved ones showing up, you go, what was I thinking? And then you realize, hey, I'm not alone on this crazy path. I've got a lot of help.
I mean, I knew pretty much when the trauma and the past lives, betrayal, abandonment, abuse, like lifetime and lifetime. And I saw it. I heard, I'm clairaudient. I heard, you're going to bring a shaman to New York and you're going to work for him for 2 days and you're going to see some things and do some soul retrievals. And I saw this horrific 6 lives, and I'm not usually clairvoyant, but I saw the pictures and everything. Those were just 6 lives. There were more and more and more. And then I said, why would I want to experience so much betrayal? I do not want to experience betrayal one more time in this lifetime. I have had enough of it. And I don't really think I have to. I literally think I'm at a point where it wouldn't serve me, right? But it kind of made me mad, angry at myself. I was so mad at myself that when I was clearing, when I was releasing, when I was using breath work, there was a lot of like, you know, you caused this pain to you. And, you know, there's that forgiveness you have to have for yourself also for choosing a very difficult path.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
I think embracing that path, one of the things that really helped me heal, which was one of the big steps for me, was saying, okay, surrendering and saying, thy will be done. You know, you lead me, I'll go where you lead me, no matter where it is, I'll go, as long as you protect me. Send my spirit guides, my guardian angels, all of those. And as soon as you do that, things start opening up because you're not rowing up the river. You're flowing.
I surrendered. I mean, there was you know, when you grow up in a household that has abuse and a father figure you're terrified of, you learn to control, you learn perfectionism, you learn a lot of things that serve you at that age. And literally, I got to a point with so many readings. So when am I going to be untethered to the known and floating out into the ocean of surrender? And they say, not yet, because you're still measuring the distance from you to the shore. Like you haven't surrendered yet. You're still measuring. And I'm like, oh yeah, good point. Like surrender. And I do, I have come very far. I do go with the flow. I accept everything. And I'm actually I want to say it's pretty cool. I'm 57 years old. It's like almost like the first time in my life, I'm excited. Can you imagine at 57? Like, yeah, if I was going to be on musical theater and about to go on stage, there was a sense of excitement. But for the most part, even when I had this 50th birthday planned, convinced the whole family going to do safari, it was my dream. There was no excitement before. No excitement in my life, but I'm actually at a point where I'm like, I'm seeing it all come together and I'm like, wow. And some difficult stuff is going to go down on the planet. I know that too, but I also know that's not going to mess me up. I'll be able to hold the light for others and lead others like through it. But I'm excited for the healing that's about to happen on this planet. Yes, it's not going to look fun for a while, but it's going, we have won the battle. And we are going to ascend, and we are going to evolve, and the fifth dimension's a sure shot. You know what I mean at this point? But it was a little like in the balance there for a while. And most of humanity is not really talking about these things. But those that are here and chose to be here to help usher those that would be freaking out, like, know about it. Of course, we had to have the heads up.
We did, and a lot of other people do know about it. And I hope if you're watching this and you're one of them, you embrace what I'm going to say next. If you know about it, it's because you were special, you were chosen. Don't keep it a secret. Tell it to everyone, and you'll start meeting other people who also know it. But if you hold it inside yourself and say, well, that's crazy talk, you're not going to, you may walk right past a person who could become a part of your chosen family on the earth, not the one you were born into, but your chosen family. And that's going to be so important in the next step of this work. We've got to take another quick break. It's amazing how quickly this second part of the show went. So don't go away. We'll be right back. You are listening to Dreaming Healing on Dreamvisions 7 Radio Network. I am your host, Kathleen O'Keefe Kanavos, the Queen of Dreams. Don't go away. We'll be right back.
What if dreams can diagnose your life? What if we can meet the love of our life in dreams? Join host Kat O'Keefe Kanavos, the #1 internationally best-selling author of Dreams That Can Save Your Life, written with Duke University medical doctor Larry Berg. Dreaming Healing is where we'll explore dreams, research, and interpret dreams from you, the caller. Dreaming Healing shows can be heard every Tuesday at 9 a.m. and 9 p.m. Eastern, with live shows on the first and third evenings at 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific Time on syndicated Dreamvisions 7 Radio Network. Come live your dreams out loud with Kat.
Why are we here? How can we be happy? Questions asked from millennials to boomers. Crappy to happy. Sacred stories of transformational joy answers them using true stories of grit, grace, and love. James Redfield, author of The Celestine Prophecy, wrote in the foreword, "This book is a seminar about emerging truths and offers grounded solutions through the art of the comeback." Dr. Bernie Siegel, a contributing author, wrote, "Bodies die, but spirits and consciousness survive and recycle." So, grab some tissues, open your book, and prepare to cry and laugh till it heals. Crappy to Happy by Reverend Ariel Patricia and Kathleen O'Keefe Kanavos. Available from Amazon, Barnes & Noble, and booksellers worldwide. Darkest hours to brightest moments. Transformation from despair to happiness. And chaos to clarity. Real people, real pain, real healing. Life-threatening illness, death, abusive relationships, divorce, and overcoming addiction are challenges these men and women faced head-on. See how they emerged stronger and happier. Buy the new book, Chaos to Clarity, Sacred Stories of Transformational Change by Reverend Patricia Caginello and Kathleen O'Keefe Kanavos. Available on sacredstoriespublishing.com and worldwide through Amazon and other retailers.
This is Dreamvisions 7 Radio Network, uniting mankind with universal love. Our shows are created from the heart, bringing each listener to a place of divine enlightenment. Breathe, relax, and enjoy. Let life flow.
Welcome back, everyone. I'm your host, Kat Kanavos, on Dreaming Healing on Dreamvisions 7 Radio Network out of Boston. Our guest today is Maria Marshall. If you're just tuning in late, it's okay. You can always go into the archives and watch the whole show. You can also listen to it as well. We are talking about Gaia Goddess and how Gaia Goddess, which is an ancient concept of our Earth Goddess, it's Greek, how it is just as important today as it was all those thousands of years ago. Nothing has changed. The only thing that's really changed is us. Everything else is pretty much the same. Our concepts have changed, but we have to get back to basics, and getting back to embracing our inner guides, our inner goddesses, our Gaia goddess is very important right now. Probably more important than it's ever been. So we're going into the third part of our show, which is going to go so fast. But I wanted to ask you, Maria, how would you suggest someone listening to this show going, I need to connect. I need to connect with this Gaia goddess, or my inner goddess, or my inner spirit guides. I need to connect with them because I feel like I am just out blowing in the wind. Yeah. And I'm not sure I can make it. And we're running into that a lot. You know, it's sort of like, Maria, after you've been studying and studying and studying for an exam, and you're really, you know, you have to pass that exam. You have to really do well on that test. If you don't, it could mean you're not going to get to pass. And so you work and work and work and study and study. And then when you finally finish the test, boom, that's when you catch that really bad cold, or you catch the flu, or you somehow become ill. Yeah. We've seen so many people go through COVID, come out the other side, and now is when they're more challenged than when they were locked down. So can you address how Gaia Goddess can really, really help us now?
Yes, I sure can. Well, firstly, I believe that there's a lot out-pictured in our reality that most of humanity has no idea that things are going on. Lies have been told. There are a lot of manipulations, and I mean, just horrific stuff that it's okay. I don't focus on the negative. Knowing that it exists is enough, and knowing that it will be revealed. And when it is revealed, what I believe is going to happen is the majority of people who have been unaware, who have put their power outside of themselves, because really the truth lies within. We are all our own gurus. We're all our own healers. And inside of us is a part of us, a soul, the higher self that is one with everything, that is part of God, that connects us to everything that is. So the truth lies within. When this time comes in the next 4, 5, 6 months, many people are going to leave the world stage and say, what the, you know, and what really the only place to turn will at that time be, I got to go within, because everything else was a lie. The truth lies within me. So how do I tap into empowering myself, to knowing, trusting my intuition, developing questions that lead to awareness, practices that calm me in the storm, breath work practices, restorative yoga, things that help me sleep, things that help me become a better balanced mother, things that help me also reinvent or redefine what it is to be a woman in the world, because the whole martyrdom thing doesn't work. So there's a lot of things that are going to have to be changed as well for us to elevate. And I believe coming to Gaia Goddess, we will have amazing speakers. We will have financial literacy coaches. I mean, I have so many people like, I need a good divorce attorney, but I'm so scared. Well, you also need to learn a budget. You also need to learn how to write a check. Like, you have given your power away. Hi, I'm talking about me in the marriage, and literally created a situation was like your father. He took care of you, which made you believe you couldn't take care of yourself. So now you have to take care of yourself, and you're awesome at taking care of yourself, but you got to develop the tools. And so I saw through my own struggles, my own childhood, the relationships, the masculine I had, inability to set boundaries. What did I need to do for myself, and what healers I needed for myself, and I trained myself in healing modalities, so on and so forth. So Gaia Goddess will be an online community which will offer tools of transformation for people who are need them. And we all need them. Some of us have used them already and have gone very far with them, but the majority of the world is going to need these tools, and also how do you use them? So you can muscle test, you can use a pendulum, you can just say truth. This one, is pulling me. And I really want people, because I developed my own intuition. It's my guide. I love not thinking. I love not having to try to figure out, what does my body want to eat? Sometimes I shut my eye and I just run my finger down a page. I learned these tools very early on with Access Consciousness. So I had a really strong foundation for my intuition, but we all have it. And I think it's really empowering to teach women and men how to use it, rely on it, develop it, get stronger. And so that's one aspect. The other aspect is bringing women together as a resource to each other. Kathy, let's say you and I, first time building a brand. We don't have $15,000 to pay, but we're in a group, we're in a forum of other women. Kathy, what colors did you pick? Let me see your colors. Oh, let me go on Pantone. What do you think about this one? Hey, you know what? You're really good at copy. I'm really good at art. How about we do an exchange? Where are you next week? And then you have a teacher that leads you, or maybe it's through divorce, or maybe it's women forming funds to invest in other women businesses. So these are all, it's a forum, it's an app, it's retreats, it's in-person experiences. No more competition, ladies. It doesn't exist. It's a lie. It was built.
We have to collaborate. We don't compete. We collaborate.
So we need these collaborative spaces where we can join hands. Honestly, I was told by one of my readers, is like, every woman who comes through the doors of Gaia Goddess, you're going to love her unconditionally, like a sister, like a daughter. That's the kind of, love Gaia wants us to have for each other, to support each other, to reach out and not to think, oh, I've got to be better than her. There's not enough healers to heal. Like, healers can go crazy competing with each other. So
yes.
that's what you can expect. It's just this loving, nurturing environment where you are led every step of the way in your development, ultimately to the place where you don't need anybody to show you the ropes. Inside. But yeah, every once in a while you might want to work with a shaman. It's fun. It's also just fun for me. Like, every time I learn something new or try a different practice or connect to a different healer, I love it. Like, I am the happiest when I'm in a group of women talking real stuff, authentic, intimate, even Tantra. Like, how was I shut down sexually for so many years? How much of my creative energy was held captive, And there's a part of me that just wants to, explore everything I can in this lifetime. Because, I didn't want to be here. I wasted a lot of time, just survival mode, So how can we be our best, most empowered selves and love ourselves? Just radical self-love is really kind of the words that come to me, expressing that.
So tell us how we can find Gaia Goddess, how we can find you.
Yes. So Gaia Goddess we have a website, GaiaGoddessLifestyle.com. We're on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, LinkedIn. So Gaia Goddess Lifestyle is our IG. We create content, so like little short snippets on how to take your boundaries back, or, hey, it's Valentine's Day. I don't have a date. And guess what, though? I love myself today. I'm my best Valentine's date ever. And if I didn't have this 4 years to find self-love, like, I wouldn't be where I am doing Gaia Goddess. So you know what? Invest in you. If you're a single lady on Valentine's Day, take advantage of it. Those kinds of messages, which really come from my heart. And they're fun for me. I had a musical theater background, and I love the podcasts, and I love all the creative aspects of the business. So we're being interviewed for a TV series. So like an educational. So I really see it as like the story I've told is like, this is a spiritual business. We do meditations before our Monday morning meetings. We work differently than the masculine paradigms. Maybe it's not 40 hours a week. Maybe it's like, here's your job. You got kids. You figure out your hours. As long as your work's done, I don't want to know, kind of thing. So that's right now where we are. You can always contact us on the website. We have retreats. Greece is coming up July 20th to 25th, and Euphoria, which is insanely beautiful, owned by two other M's, Marina and Mary, and I'm the other Greek, Maria. So 3 is a big number for my company.
3 M's, the 3 M's. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, and our brand logo.
So those of you watching the show, if you want to be able to get to the Gaia Goddess website, if you go to Dreamvisions 7 Radio Network, you can go to my website. I'll walk you through it right here. Go to the Queen of Dreams. Google that. It'll take you to my website, which is Kathleen O'Keefe Kanavos. My last name is Greek too. And you can just click the button in the top right-hand corner for the radio show. It will take you to my page. And on my page is all of Maria's information, her websites, everything, including the QR codes. So you can just put your phone up to the QR code, click on it, it will take you right to the website. And,
if I could just mention also, I forgot to say, Kathy, there is a silver membership, which costs nothing. And if you put your information in, there's a self-love meditation that I recorded. I cried when I listened to it. I'm like, oh, so it must work. I mean, we have podcasts, we have really interesting interviews. So there's a lot of free content there now. And with the subscription-based membership that launches in September, weekly, curated, this is for your mind, body, and spirit this week. And I just wanted to mention that there's content to look at, and you can sign up for the newsletter too, which is very informative, and the blog, sorry.
Wonderful. Well, Maria, I just want to thank you so much. We've been talking to Maria Marshall on Dreamvisions 7 Radio Network, and Gaia Goddess is just amazing. So I hope everybody listening will go and check that out. Thank you, Maria, for being with us. I really appreciate it.
Thank you so much. I really enjoyed our conversation, and it was such a pleasure to connect finally.
Reconnect again, yes. So to cap this all up, Gaia was the Greek goddess of earth. She was mother of all life, similar to the Roman Terra Mata, Mother Earth, reclining with a cornucopia. We've all seen that at Thanksgiving, or the Andean Pachamama, and the Hindu, the vast one, or the Hopi spider grandmother, who with the sun god Tawa created the earth and all of its creatures. So the belief in the concepts and gifts offered by Gaia are ancient, yet, as we've seen in this show, they still fit in modern ideas, making them a relevant conundrum. That's what I call it, a relevant conundrum, a meaningful joining of the past and the present and the future. So until next time, everybody, remember, everybody dreams. Some dreams save lives. So write your dreams down so you can get your Gaia Goddess message from the other side. Thank you again, Maria, for being with us. And until next time, everybody, good night.
Good night.
Thank you for joining us this evening. And a big thanks to our producer. Tune in next time to Dreaming Healing for more cutting-edge research, live dream interpretations, and stories with radio host and award-winning author Kat O'Keefe Kanavos. Listen every Tuesday at 9 a.m. and 9 p.m. Eastern Time with call-in live shows on the first and third evenings at 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific Time on syndicated Dreamvisions 7 Radio Network. Remember, everyone dreams, but some dreams save lives. Live your dreams. Find more about Kat at KathleenO'KeefeKanavos.com. That's Kathleen with a K. OKEEFEKANAVOS. Or The Queen of Dreams on Google search.
This is Dreamvisions 7 Radio Network, uniting mankind with universal love. Our shows are created from the heart, bringing each listener to a place of divine enlightenment. Breathe, relax, and enjoy. Let life flow.